Log on to HRTV.com for more information.
You gotta do
I'm
it.
going to jump in this bad boy.
On a special Derby weekend edition of Rewind.
Counted to 1,010 there this time this year just to make sure I got the full effect.
Plum Pretty needs the line. Here comes the line. Plum Pretty wins the Oaks just.
I mean, you never know what it's going to be like until you've done it.
He also said that if Robbie would have known that he was going to be taken off of Animal Kingdom by not riding on Friday, he would have ridden today on Oaks Friday.
And he's going clear by 2 lengths and running to the line. Animal Kingdom wins the Derby. Nero in second.
How have the past 15 or so hours been for you since winning this race?
Nothing short of crazy. It's just been extraordinary.
Welcome to Rewind, recapping May 2nd through May 8th, 2011.
Well, to steal a quote from a great author, Erwin S. Cobb, you ain't been nowhere, you ain't seen nothing until you've been to the Kentucky Derby. You see these folks come in, you see the hats, the color, the things that go along with it. It's something that you can't really put into words. People starting to file in. Yesterday's Kentucky Oaks Day was just a dress rehearsal for the big Saturday, first Saturday in May. And I'll tell you what, I think some of the highest real estate in all of Louisville, Kentucky, at least for the afternoon, is just behind me. As you can see, these spots on this railing at the paddock, Aaron, is worth a lot. Everybody wanting to see the Derby winner, maybe snap the photo of the eventual Derby winner. It's electric, and it's really something that's hard to put into words.
I thought he went great. He went 3/4 and 12 and change. Galloped out in 26, finished up the last 8. As disappointingly as everything went, as screwed up as everything was last week, I thought everything went perfectly today, and I thought he handled the dirt fine.
He was taken off. It was on the connections. It was the connections making this decision. And Robbie's approach today and not riding here on Oaks Friday was he figured that it would be best for himself to take the afternoon off and simply focus on Saturday. And he also said that if Robbie would have known that he was going to be taken off of Animal Kingdom by not riding on Friday, he would have ridden today on Oaks Friday. So it is a very unfortunate situation on that side of things. And so we look for Robbie to ride his mounts tomorrow, just not Animal Kingdom.
My pick for this race is going to be Animal Kingdom. Obviously, he's trying to climb a mountain by running on dirt and everything, but as you look in his work here, this horse worked as good or better than any horse all week for the Derby. I love the way he exploded when Robbie Alvarado bends over on him here. I mean, this is what you want to see. The gallop out was terrific, and at 30-1, at certain times when you clock horses, you just got to say, I can't let this horse pay $60 off of work like that.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to have to give him an award for the most international pedigree in this year's Derby, that's for sure. Yeah, Leroy de Zanimo was born in Brazil. He was a turf miler, obviously, and a very, very good one indeed. He was champion turf horse in 2005. There is a little bit of a dirt connection there. He's by Candy Stripes, who was a French race son of Blushing Groom, but Candy Stripes did also sire Horse of the Year in Vasor, who was an exceptional dirt horse, and he's broodmare sire of Candy Ride, who again was very, very good on the dirt, and of course he's now a hot young sire. Animal Kingdom's from Leroy de Zanimo's second crop, and in his first crop he had Always a Princess, and she proved very effective on the dirt at Santa Anita this spring. She beat Blind Luck twice in Grade today.
In the home of the
They're in the gates. And they're off in Derby 1:37, and dialed in was very slow to begin. As they come towards the quarter pole in the Kentucky Derby, and towards the inside it's Shackelford, Nero to the outside, Comet to the top, followed by Pants on Fire, then Animal Kingdom, followed by Mucho Macho Man, then Santiva, Stay Thirsty, Brilliant Speed, but it's Shackelford who still leads. Here's Nero on the outside, and Animal Kingdom is pouncing late on the John Velasquez. It's now Animal Kingdom on the outside who goes to lead for John Velasquez, and he's going clear by 2 lengths and running to the line. Animal Kingdom wins the Derby. Nero in second.
This is a race that, I've been chasing for 12 years now, since I've been, basically the top, rider colony type of thing, if you will. So I've been chasing him for a while now, and just to get it off my shoulder, it's just great. We talked about it before the race, and the whole thing we wanted to do with him basically try to get some sort of position and stay out of trouble. That was our thing. Hopefully we get a good trip without having too much trouble, and even if we save a little bit of the ground, but not so much where we get it into a pack that where we get in trouble. And to tell you the truth, he just handled everything so good, and he gave me so much confidence going to that first turn, and he was going well the whole way around. It's like I said, you have to have the horse to get out of trouble and to get the spots that you want. He did that, and when I asked him to run, he was there for me, and it's a feeling that you can't describe it, and especially in a derby, obviously coming to the derby and riding this horse like this, and he's doing everything that you asked him for, and it's amazing.
Here are the losing reactions to Derby 137.
Broke good, and I got over, saved some ground, and I made a little run around a turn. Just got out run.
Couldn't have wished for a better trip. I mean, we had to adjust minimally into the first turn, but we were in a good spot.
I was just past mid-pack, and I traveled pretty well, and he took the dirt exceptionally well for a horse that's never ate any dirt before.
He's kind of a little bit aggressive. He wanted to go, over road a little bit, but he relaxed after that. I probably wait outside in the second turn, but I think you do okay. Maybe we'll get it for the next time.
How have the past 15 or so hours been for you since winning this race?
Nothing short of crazy. It's just been extraordinary.
How many different directions have you been pulled in that span of time?
Pretty much everywhere. I mean, it was just we were at the party in the museum after the race, and somebody said to me, it's 9 o'clock. I was like, what happened to the last 2.5 hours? Where did it go? So it was amazing.
When did you realize that this was a horse that could go forward to the Derby? Were you thinking that when you entered him in the race at Turfway?
Originally we'd wanted to run in the Rushaway because we felt if he ran well in the Rushaway, we'd come back in the Bluegrass, and if he then ran well in the Bluegrass, he would have that much more seasoning to go to the Derby. But once he won the Spiral, to me it was a no-brainer. Barry and I talked about it, and I just didn't feel like we needed to get another race into him.
Well, I've got to ask you about the decision to put Johnny Velasquez aboard and how it all transpired. How difficult was it for you to be in that situation?
Yeah, it was an extraordinary decision to have to make Derby week. Robbie came out and worked this horse, and he'd obviously ridden him before. We just had strong concerns about what his well-being was going to be on Saturday. He wasn't able to ride on Friday. The partners were very concerned about it, and the decision was made. I mean, I made the call to Robbie myself, and it was a really tough call to make. But at the end of the day, there were a lot of guys involved with this horse, and there's only one Derby. You only get one shot, and it was a decision that they felt had to be made, and that's the way we went.
Well, Graham, your week started off in not the most ideal way with the fact that Toby's Corner did not make it here, did not make it out of the work. What's the latest on him? Have you figured out what went wrong?
He's still about the same. He's still not 100%. Dean wanted to send him back to New Bolton this week for a bone scan and kind of a follow-up bone scan. That's what we'll do.
It was a zoo at the racetrack today, a record-setting attendance of over 164,000 people. Pick six carryover of $500,000 and first Derby wins for John Velasquez, Graham Motion, and Team Valor. A big congratulations out to one and all.
After the break on Rewind.
Zoe, I own no pink clothing, so you were nice enough to bring me a pink flower for Oaks Day. Thank you very much.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
Zoe, I own no pink clothing, so you were nice enough to bring me a pink flower for Oaks Day. Thank you very much.
I think you're lying. I think you have a pink suit at home in your closet. You just don't want to share it with us here.
We don't want to delve too far into my personal life, do we, right now on this great day of racing? Kentucky Oaks coming up.
Cue the telephone for Bob Baffert. He's a popular man these days. He does have both his Oaks Filly, Plum Pretty, and his Colt Midnight Interlude schooling in the paddock. And how did they look, Bob?
They look great. They're not getting excited. midnight interlude, he walked in here prancing like he always does. You know, he's pretty laid-back character, but he's very smart and plumb pretty. She's really cool. She's always been acted really well.
Well, hopefully a little better luck than you had last year all the way around, Bob.
Don't even bring it up. What's wrong with you? What's the matter with you?
They're in the gate. And they're off in the Kentucky Oaks. They turn for home in the Oaks, and out in front it's Plum Pretty and Martine Garcia in hot pursuit. Joyful Victory in second. To the inside, St. John's River is coming on late. Inside the final furlong, Plum Pretty is clear by 3 lengths to St. John's River in second. Zazu down the outside with Joyful Victory. 100 yards to go. Plum Pretty needs the line. Here comes the line. Plum Pretty wins the Oaks just.
I mean, you never know what it's going to be like until you've done it. And I can tell you that the last half an hour have been both the most emotional, and most exciting, and most gratifying half an hour of my life.
There's a lot of mutual respect. Whenever you have mutual respect for each other, things work out like this. And John understands the ups and downs of the game. As long as he gets a fair shot, that's all he asks for, you know. And so this filly's been a gift to us. I mean, when I saw her coming down the stretch, I thought, oh my goodness, you know, it's just, you know, it's been a long time between drinks with us and Silver Bullet Day, and you have to really enjoy these moments. You never know when you're going to be able to enjoy them again. And I'm so lucky I had my brother Bill here, my beautiful wife Jill, and Bodie, and Elizabeth.
I have a perfect trip. I mean, that's what I want to be. I mean, she might feel like she really tactical speed horse, and I'm very comfortable with her, and she gave me a good run. Unfortunately, she didn't handle the track at all. And I'm looking forward. I think we got to change the surf because she never rolled in the dirt, and now we're looking forward in the turf on the poly track.
She's a big old filly, and she likes to get her legs stretched out. And I wasn't able to do that, but my hat's off to the winner. I mean, I still had a decent trip from the one hole, and I tried to kick on with him, and I did for a couple of jumps, and she just didn't stay anymore. But I'd like to have had a better post. It would have been nice.
Was it tough? Was it really tight down there early on?
Oh, yeah, it always is. It's the one hole.
How bad were you getting bumped out of the battle, or not too much?
Yeah, no, not really. I had a pretty good trip from the one hole. I just like to be out and let her stretch herself out a little sooner. That's what I've been doing, and would have had to really fight and bang around to try to get out early. And I thought I wasted too much horse doing that, so I rode her with confidence and got her clear heading for home. I just couldn't catch him. That's all.
A good trip, and I finished third, so it's not bad. And you know, she ran a great race. The first and second, they matched the best today. You know.
Yeah, you had a good run left in her.
Yeah, she really make a good run, make a good move. And the outside have to, you know, get in the outside, but she do good. You know, too bad we didn't win it, but with third, it's not bad. Yeah.
I got a great race, you know, sitting behind the speed, you know, like 5th or 6th, and very relaxed, you know. When I find a spot to go in the stretch, she just didn't really kick for me, so there's not really much excuse.
Is there much, was it a pretty clean trip for everybody from what you saw?
Well, from what I saw, yes. I mean, it looks like, I didn't see everyone, obviously, but from the one in front of me, looks pretty good, yeah.
No excuses at all?
No, not for me anyway.
Down the lane, I'm thinking my first grade 1, I'm thinking $1 million, I'm thinking Kentucky Oaks, I'm thinking girl power in the Oaks, and you know, it was just such a disappointing loss, but you can't take anything away from the filly. She runs so well.
What happened out of the gate, Rosie?
You know, she just took an awkward step. She felt like she was standing fine and square, but she must not have had one foot in the right place, and it was fine. It actually worked out to our advantage, so it was a good trip.
When HRTV Rewind returns.
You gotta do I'm going to jump in this bad boy. Counted to 1,010 there this time this year just to make sure I got the full effect.
You ever notice, Zoe, that Scott gets all the tough assignments?
Yeah, how awful is that, Scott? Where's ours? Come on, little love back here at HRTV in the studio.
That sure looked good, and I'll give Woodford a commercial free of charge. I'd never had Woodford till I covered my first derby back in 2003. One of my first assignments was doing what Scott did, interviewing the guy who makes the mint juleps with Woodford. He said, you ever had Woodford before? I said, no, I haven't. Would you like some? Yes. Well, it's 8 years later, and I'm still enjoying Woodford. So a top class, a nice cause, too, for that today.
And they haven't invited you back? Did you steal the whole bottle?
I was there a couple years, yeah, yeah.
Well, this year, Scott, we have a new charity that we're donating the proceeds of the $1,000 mint julep to, and it's the Heart of the Horse Foundation. And it's a thoroughbred rescue society. It rescues horses in general, those that have been malnourished or mistreated. It finds them good homes. So we're donating to a good cause. This is our 6th year, as you mentioned. It's our 2nd year of partnering with Tiffany. Look at this beautiful Tiffany cup. We have 103 Tiffany cups this year for sale at $1,000 each.
Sounds like a bargain, especially for men that are married.
Yeah, Mother's Day's coming up. It's a great gift. 103 horses that have won the Derby, have been born in Kentucky. That's what we're celebrating this year.
Yeah, you don't bring a little blue box home. You bring a very big blue box home for this $1,000 mint julep. So, as I mentioned, the ingredients change. It's always a different theme. What are we rolling out this year?
Okay, this year we have mint grown for us specifically for this drink in San Diego. It's chocolate-flavored mint. We're going to put that in our julep cup.
How do you get chocolate-flavored mint?
They grow it somehow. I don't know.
In San Diego, of course.
It's special out there. Yeah. We have, smell this sugar. This is sugar that's been smoked over.
Smells like bourbon.
Bourbon, exactly.
Look at that.
Over Woodford Reserve barrels that have burned, and we're going to muddle that with a little bit of Woodford Reserve.
What's the proper technique for muddling? Now, we think we go over this every year.
Yes, you want to mix the sugar up, but just barely bruise the mint so you open up that essence. You don't need a whole lot. Look at that.
The aroma's fantastic.
Boom.
Wish you could smell it at home.
So we got that. Now we're going to add ice, and this ice is made from Tasmanian rainforest rainwater.
Okay. So
we're going to
what makes Tasmanian rainwater so special?
It's the purest water in the world. It's never touched the ground. It's actually collected off the leaves of the trees.
Has it touched an ice bucket, though?
This one has, yes.
Okay.
Little Woodford Reserve, 1002. And we put in our sterling silver sipping straw. We're going to put in a sprig of mint next to the straw because we're going to finish off with ice. And look how it's already frosting up here. And there you have a $1,000 mint julep with all the proceeds going to the Heart of the Horse Foundation.
And
Isn't
Chris,
that beautiful?
You know, I say this every year. It would not be justice for the viewer at home if I didn't dive in. So
you got to do it.
I'm going to jump in this bad boy. Counted to 1,010 there this time this year just to make sure I got the full effect. And once again, another fantastic job on behalf of Woodford Reserve.
Jerry, we were just commenting on how good she looks. You have to be pleased with just the way she's made her way to Churchill.
Well, we're pleased with the way she came in and the way that she's trained up to her race. She had a real nice blowout, and so we're looking to run good here on tomorrow.
Talk about her season last year and, of course, that momentous run in the Kentucky Oaks and how she's changed since that time. We were even talking when she was here for the Breeders' Cup that you feel that she's filled out, maybe put on some weight since then. Has she changed at all mentally?
I don't think so. I don't think she's ever changed any like that. She's real enthusiastic about training. And as far as the way that she looks, her coat is real good now and a little better than in the winter when we were here for the Breeders' Cup. And she's put on a little weight and seems to be very happy. She likes it when she ships into Churchill, so I hope she follows through and runs well.
Blind Luck is in. And they're off in the La Troyenne, and Blind Luck was the one who stumbled leaving the gate. Here's Blind Luck now trying to pounce on the outside. Absent-minded on the inside. Unrivaled Bell and Blind Luck. These two great fillies hucking up down to the line, and Blind Luck gets up to win.
You know, she was standing really good, and for some reason she just fell completely to her head. And, you know, the impressive part wasn't just winning, but the way she did it after she overcome was pretty impressive.
With the running style that she has, though, was there any sort of panic knowing that she wants to be that far back anyways?
No, I mean, that was one of the positive things, that she was going to be back there no matter what. But it just recuperating and being able to continue forward and pick them up when I needed her in certain places, and to do what she did was still very impressive.
Then is Benita Starr, but out in front it is Diva Ash and Kent Disormo, and the Edgewood goes to Diva Ash.
I was trying to get her to rein in and relax, and she was pulling aggressively, so I just pitched her the line, and she spit off 50 yards and got like a length in front and then came back to me. So it really worked out well for us, the way it ended up being a tactical, the way the race came up tactically.
closing down on them with every stride. On the far side, Home Sweet Aspen, the near side, Victoria's Wildcat, and Victoria's Wildcat and Kent DeSormo are going to take the 8 bells.
It's really why we all play the game and love the sport. I mean, I was like shaking and had goosebumps. It's just, you know, and I'm not that wound up normally, but this was great, really fun.
Equestrio next, racing to the line, First Dude and Regal Ransom. Here's the line, Regal Ransom and First Dude.
We finally figured out how he wants to be ridden, and he'd like to sit back there, and I think he's going to be more effective, you know, just laying off the pace and taking him off the pace and finishing up. But, you know, I thought he'd gotten beat, but he's got that big head of his, you know, really came through at the end. But I think it was a great race by the horse, and hopefully, you know, he'll improve off of that. But
Band has come from the clouds, and Band has turned this into a one-horse race. That horse is Band. Much the best in the American turf. Bridgetown moves on, gets the lead to Southern Region. Regally Ready on the outside. Custom for Carlos, and these are followed by Early Return on the inside. Inside the final furlong now. Bridgetown is out in front. Here comes Regally Ready towards the near side. Regally Ready and Corey Nakatani have now gone to the lead and racing to the line. Regally Ready wins the Twin Spires Turf Sprint. Bridgetown in second. Late run. Hilda's Passion has got a real race on her hooves today. Here's Sassy Image down the outside. Tidal Paul is there as well. Sassy Image and Robbie Alvarado have gone to the lead. This is going to be a 4th win at Churchill Downs for Sassy Image. Sassy Image takes the Humana Distaff and claims the notable scalp of Hilda's Passion in second. Aviate now begins to fly down the outside. Fantasia comes on late. It all changes inside the final furlong. Here's Aviate on the outside with Aruna. These two go on. Fantasia last on the scene. Aviate got first run for Kent DeSormo, and Aviate takes the Churchill Distaff Turf Mile. Captain Candyman Can has taken the lead. A Priority. Here is Aconite staying on together with Noble's Promise on the very wide outside. Eboy is staying on. A Priority. Aconite. A Priority. Too close to call. Doubles Partner tries to come on, but Get Stormy is still out in front. He still leads by over 2 lengths to Smart Bid. On the inside, Doubles Partner. On the outside, Rahi Strada and Mariba next. Racing to line. Get Stormy is out in front, and Get Stormy wins the Woodford Reserve Turf Classic. Tight call for second between Smart Bid and Doubles Partner, followed in 4th by Rahi Strada.
That's all for Rewind this week. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on HRTV.
So that wraps up the card at Golden Gate Fields. Zoe was insisting that I wear blinkers. I said, Zoe, I'm not going to wear blinkers. I'm not a horse. And she said, okay, if you're not going to wear blinkers, then you got to wear these glasses. I said,
Elton
okay.
John. Does he not look like Elton John? Can you sing me an Elton John song? Yellow Brick Road, Rocket Man. Come on, John.
You don't want me to, believe me.
Now here's one more look back at the 2011 Kentucky Derby.
To the first turn, and the favorite Dialed In is dead last. He's 15 lengths off the lead. They're into the stretch, and it's Shackelford with the rail, and Nairo on the outside. These two